Swazdola, you red-headed stepchildren. How the hell are ya? So then, not too long ago, I released a video on my top 5 favorite frames. After seeing some of your feedback, I find it only fitting that I give you guys my top 5 most hated Warframes and why. Keep in mind, I kinda like all Warframes because I very much enjoy the variety they bring to the game. Different strokes for different folks, I would say. None of the Warframes on this list are straight up bad, but if I would have to delete 5 of them from the game, then these would be my choices. Let's start with the most obvious one most of you know about if you have been following this channel for a while. Stinky Floppy Excalibur. Warframe's poster boy. This punk is the embodiment of mainstream, and as y'all know, I don't get jiggy with that. So right off the bat, me and Sword Boy here have a problem. As mentioned, Excalibur is not necessarily a bad Warframe. He just sucks a lot of ass due to the hidden mechanics of most of his abilities. His stupid first is amazing and fun on paper, but ultimately does not work properly most of the time, which makes it extremely unreliable. Same goes for his blind and radial javelin abilities. I mean, come on, when you have a crowd control ability, then I do not think it is too much to ask that the ability actually does its fucking job. Am I right? On top of that, he looks like an idiot with that funky wrecked penis on his head and funny looking Ninja Turtle feet. If you ask me, this dude is less a war machine and more a bootleg amphibious douche unicorn. Thanks to the way his abilities work and him being a popular starting frame, he is very good at producing spam for brain-dead zombie players, which will ultimately mess with your overall enjoyment of the game in the long run. That's that. Moving on. Next on this list is Wukong, the monkey boy. Now, before you go apeshit crazy on me and throw a bitch fit, allow me to say that Monka Man is a lot better since his recent rework. No doubt about that. However, he is still ugly as hell and to me, super boring to play. Plus his first ability drops a clone that does your dirty work and is essentially your maid. You can do the exact same thing with any other Warframe if you use Spectres. So la di da. His second ability makes you go up in smoke and be a really fast Dragon Ball cloud. So kinda like a fancy bullet jump but at the expense of energy. Third is a knockoff arrow thingy that somehow just feels annoying. And his ultimate ability is basically a stick on steroids. Just like Excalibur, this frame will motivate you to use his fourth ability more than anything else. But I guess if you are into monkey business, then this hideous dude is your thing. Next up. Hillbilly Hildren. This muscular Wayman has one of the most intense and amazing sound profiles in the game, and she can dish out insane amounts of damage. On top of that, she can essentially be unkillable. I cannot believe I seem to be the only one to notice that this Warframe is practically a javelin from Anthem but made in China. Funny, she was released not too long after Anthem hit the market. Coincidence? Maybe. In any case, I think the issue with this girl is that all of her abilities feel as if they had no effect whatsoever. Which is not much of a surprise since most of them focus on keeping your shields up and functional. And sure, hovering in the air like a badass is cool and all, but like goddamn, it is so slow and impractical in most Warframe levels due to tight spaces and whatnot. At least she is a bold conceptor and looks pretty cool. He really tried to do something new here and I respect that. However, I would still rather play anything else other than her. Let's get to the next frame on this list. Imagine you were in a relationship with Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. And Tinkerbell would have the same temper as Left Eye from the Forgotten Girl group, TLC. Now imagine you would piss her off and she would find your guns. The result would be Tanya. We all know that this freaking demonic pixie is up for a rework at some point, but for now she suffers from the same bullshit as Excalibur does. You see, her abilities are fine and dandy but also extremely unreliable. I hate the moments when I crowd control a few punks with my lantern ability and a few heavy high-level assholes decide to not follow the light like a drunk moth but rather shoot at me and kill me. Nane, what the fuck? And her buffs that you have to chase after and pick up makes her feel like a mini game of fetch. Honestly, if I wanted to play fetch I would grab a ball and go outside with my dog. Her most popular ability, which is Bankai Tinkerbell mode, is pretty fun and awesome though. The fact that Titania can dish out a buttload of damage is beyond doubt. But flying around and hitting everything in your way is about as fun as walking home drunk through a forest at midnight. Not too long ago, me and a few other content creators were interviewed on this frame by a Tinkerbell main, whose name is Nexarai, and I will leave a link to his video at the end of this one. So go check that shit out if you want more context. For now I will sit here and bitch about Titania and tell her rework. Okay? Splendid. Now let's move on to the last scum on this list. The Revenant. As you may know, the word Revenant describes someone or something that has returned from somewhere, especially from the dead. Well, in this Warframe's case I truly wish he would have stayed wherever the hell he came from. This dizzy punk and his silly design makes my blood boil. He is very much like a mix of a few other frames but bad in each case. It is widely known that this Warframe is DE Rebecca's baby and that's fine. You like what you like, I guess. But honey, you really dropped the ball on this disco laser fidget spinner. The main issue I have with this punk is that his goddamn thralls are as squishy as a wet tissue paper and can be butchered by your teammates. That alone would not bother anyone too much if the sumbitches would not be crucial to effective and diverse gameplay. All the benefits you could get from thralls are rendered pointless if your teammates can kill them all the time. And don't even get me started on his spin to win ability. Not to be a salty bastard, but in all honesty, I hate everything about this ability. The sound, the effects, the animation, literally everything. I mean, come on, this dude is essentially a ballerina equipped with neon light sticks at the Burning Man festival. He also looks like a freaking moron with his ridiculous helmets. In any case, I think the Revenant would be fine if his thralls weren't such pussies. Enough ranting. These were my top 5 Warframes I would delete from the game if I had to make a choice. Again, none of these are super bad or unusable. You should give all of them a try and see how you like them. If this list gave you a few laughs, then awesome. If you however somehow feel offended because I shat on your favorite frame, then I'm really sorry. Kidding. Go suck a deep polarity. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this crappy channel. And fuck off.